Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf from
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you on this Blue Friday here. Very excited to be talking again about Seahawks and another trivia contest coming your way at the end of the show. So today I'm excited again to have my panel, who's usually always here on a Wednesday, but we decided to insert in one more show here before the end of the week. And today we want to talk a little bit about the Seahawks running backs. As I said in my title, I said, which running back will have the best season? And we're talking about, obviously, Chris Carson and now Carlos Hyde in the mix. And then Rashad Penny, who at this point is going to probably start off the season a little bit late, given his knee injury and his slow recovery before he can get rolling. So, but we'll see. I want to see what you guys think. Give me your information in the chat, what you think about this, which running back's going to have the best season. I want to say real quick, shout out to Luke Olson, Stephanie in there, apparently, let's see, Nick LeBeau, Andrew Sund, Apocalyptic, Dirk Expo, Brandon Rogers, Sky High Aviation, and a bunch of you guys hit the chat up, super chat me if you want to get my attention, in case I don't see it. And we'll get into this with the super chat, with the trivia contest to follow. It's going to be good, and we're going to get away from the 50-50 true-false. This time, we're going to go back to the standard multiple choice, make this a little more challenging. But before we get into that, let's start with our topic, and let me introduce our panel here. What's up, fellows? Of course, we've got Calvin Domingo at Steezy Way right here on my left. And Seahawks Martin next to him over there on the far right. What's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
Great.
Lovely. Feeling good.
All right. We do not have Noah, the Boelter this time. He works on these days, so unfortunately he can't join us. It'll just be the trio of us talking about this particular subject, and that's okay because that's right. I'll get his feedback on it the next time we join up. But let's get into this, guys. So the way I'd like to do this is, we want to talk not just on field, but let's look at some statistics and just see how we think these running backs will measure up from what they did in 2019 on some very key statistics. And let's see how they will do in 2020. And based on that, we can kind of determine which of these three running backs is going to have the best season. So let's start with the front runner. Let's talk about Chris Carson for a second. So Chris Carson was our featured back, of course, played almost every game last season until he got injured. He played 15 games last year before the hip injury, had 1,230 yards, 266 receiving yards, 4.4 yards per carry, and 7 touchdowns. So I want to talk, let's go to you, Calvin, first, and tell me, what do you think Chris Carson will do in terms of those 5 key statistics? What do you think is going to be? And we'll go through that one by one. First, give me your overall take on him, and I'll ask you specifically about each stat and tell me if it's going to be over or under from where he did last year. So give me your first take on Chris Carson for 2020.
Gotcha. So last year, he had a pretty great year. Another season of not playing 16 games, but another season of putting up well over 1,100 yards. I was pretty impressed, especially down the stretch. He struggled with ball security. He fumbled a lot towards the beginning of the season. I remember games where we lost valuable field position because of fumbles on his end. I remember the Saints game. That's one example that clearly stands out. But I think aside from that, I love what he brings to the table. He's everything that we look for in a running back. He's very physical. He invites contact. Unfortunately, I just don't think that it's very sustainable. And so next season, I think that with all those factors in play, his workload is going to kind of be scaled back a little bit. And you include the fact that we have all these other capable running backs. Chris Carson's always been injury prone. He's in a contract year. I just don't see him approaching the numbers they put up last year, even the year before that. I actually have him barely cracking 1,000 yards. But overall, he's still a very solid running back. I've long said that he's a top 10 running back in football. I just don't think next season will be the season that he proves that.
All right, so let's go through these numbers. I'm glad you brought up fumbles because I actually want to add that to the list as well. So I'm going to just basically, this is kind of our opportunity to predict these three running backs, and maybe a year from now or something like that, or at the end of the season, we'll look and see how close we were to these numbers. So we're just going to play a little prediction game, player prediction game. So I'm going to actually write these down so we can go back and check these out. So Calvin, I'm going to read these off, and you're going to tell me how we compare to last year. So he played 15 games. How many games will he play this year?
That one's tough. I'm going to say 14.
14 games. He rushed for 1230 last year. How many yards does he rush for in 2020?
As I said, I think he barely cracks 1,000. So I'm going to say 1,021.
Okay. He had 266 receiving yards, which is pretty good. What do you think will be next year?
He's never been known as a receiving threat at the running back position, and because I do have him playing in one less game, that number's going to go down just a little bit. I think I see him at about 188.
188. Yards per carry, 4.4.
4.
Over or under?
I hate to say under, but can I say the same?
You can say the same. It could remain the same. All right, 4.4. 7 touchdowns last year. How many in 2020?
We'll go one under. Let's say 6.
And 7 fumbles last year. Does he protect the ball in 2020?
We all hope that number is a lot lower. I'm gonna go with 3. I think that he's been working on his ball security this offseason, so it'll show next season.
All right. Let's go to Martin, the walking Seahawks encyclopedia. Let's get your overall take on Chris Carson. What kind of year is he going to have in 2020? And then we'll go over the numbers. What's your overall thought on Chris Carson in his contract year?
I just really hope he can actually play 17 games this year. I believe it's 17 games now or maybe we're still at 16 or whatever. But I hope he plays a full season. Because for the past few years, 2017 down at week 4. And then 2018, 2019, he had injuries in the late games later in the season. That was really unfortunate. At that time, we really did need him. But this year, I hope that he does reach all games to play, because if he doesn't, then, that's not very good. He has had 1,000 yards rushing for the past 2 years, so I have a feeling that he's going to get another 1,000 yards this year. I believe so. As for fumbles, like Calvin said, he really has to improve that, and I feel like he will improve it. So his fumble rate will drop, I believe.
Okay. All right, well, let's get into the specifics of that. And it is still going to be a 16-game season in 2020. The only thing they're doing differently now is that they're expanding the playoffs to more teams. So at this point, it's still a 16-game season. So, Martin, let's go game stat here. Let's start with games. He played 15 last year. How many games will he play in 2020?
All 16. All 16.
All 16 this time.
Yeah, I'm thinking high up here.
All right. Rushing yards. He rushed for 1,230. How many in 2020?
It's going to lower a little. I'm going to say 1,050 yards.
1,050. 266 receiving yards. How many in 2020?
I feel like he's going to split the receiving with, Carlos Hyde, Rashad Penny once he comes back from PUP, and maybe even Travis Homer. So I'm going to say 154.
Yards per carry, 4.4. More or less in 20?
I'm going to go with 4.2.
A little drop in there. 7 touchdowns. Yeah. 7 touchdowns. How many does he score this year?
I'll say 5, because there's a lot of running backs in the room.
Okay.
So,
7 fumbles last year. You said there'll be less.
I sure hope it drops. 7 fumbles. I'm going to go with 5 fumbles.
5 fumbles. Okay. All right. So that means I got to weigh in here on this one. I say I've been kind of pulling the. I've been on the Chris Carson bandwagon for a while. I'm going to say this is going to be a full 16-game season. He had 1,230 yards last year. I think he's going to give me a little bit more competition in the running back room, but not by much. I still think he breaks 1,000, but he still gets into the 1,100 category with 1,110 yards. And receiving yards, I don't think he's going to get as many last year. I think he still gets a pretty high number in the 100s. I'm going to say 192. He's going to maintain that 4.4 yard average. And touchdowns, I'm kind of with Cal. He's going to get 6 this year, and he's definitely going to cut that fumble rate down. He's still going to drop a few, but not quite as many. I'm going to say he's going to go to 4. So let's move on to the next running back in the room, and that would be Carlos Hyde. Let's talk about that. And Calvin, we'll do it. We'll actually jump into the numbers. You can talk a little bit as you're talking about the numbers. So we'll go stat by stat here. So Carlos Hyde played 16 games last year. How many games will he play in 2020?
I see him playing a full 16-game season just because last season he played with the torn labrum and he was still able to play the entire season. With that being said, I don't see anything stopping him next season, and we do have a loaded backfield. And just in case he is dealing with a minor injury or a minor ailment, they could always scale back his workload in practice or in games. So I do see him playing a full 16-game season.
Rushed for 1,070 yards, broke the 1,000-yard mark for the first time with the Texans last year. 4.4 yard average, just like Chris Carson. What do you think his yardage and yards per carry will be in 2020 with the Hawks?
Okay, so no way he's cracking 1,000. Not in Seattle. I think even 800 is being a little too optimistic. I'm going to say somewhere around 600 to 700. If I had to pick an exact number, I'm going to go with 673. His yards per carry, I actually see that going up just a little bit, just because, as we've mentioned, that we have a loaded backfield. There's so many guys in the backfield. Our offensive line is going to be improved, I would hope. And so I'm going to go with 4.6.
Okay. Receiving yards. He only had 42, if my information is correct, 42 receiving yards with the Texans. Does he build on that here with Russell Wilson?
Let's hope just a little bit. He's never been a true, pass catching threat at the running back position, even in his previous stints in San Fran, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Cleveland, Houston. And so I do see the number increasing, but not by much. Let's say 99.
Okay. Super Chat, Unix Format, thank you so much for the support, says, hoping for increased Seahawks first half dominance, aggressive offense for all games, no more slow motion scripts, go Hawks. We may have to have a discussion about that. Offensive philosophy on another day of topic. Let's talk touchdowns. Carlos Hyde, 6 touchdowns with the Texans last year. How many with the Seahawks?
I think we're going to use them a little bit more on the goal line. I think him and Chris Carson will kind of split those reps a little evenly, but because Chris Carson, I do project that his workload will be scaled back just a little bit. He's going to kind of start off the season a little slow as he's recovering from hip surgery. I think that at the beginning of the season, Carlos Hyde is going to be the one to vulture those goal line opportunities. I'm going to say he gets 8.
Ooh, wow. Pretty high number there. And fumbles. 4 last year with the Texans. Does he protect the ball with the Hawks?
Yeah, I'm going to say 1 less than that, so 3.
All right. Martin, talking about Carlos Hyde. Let's get into the games to be played here. 16 full games last year?
Yep.
What about this year?
I'm going to go with all. He's going to play all the games this year.
Wow, healthy backfield. There's some optimism in the room. Rushing yards and yards per carry. Last year, 1,070 with the Texans, 4.4 yard average. What does he do with the Seahawks?
Well, I feel like if he's going to split it with Carson, he's going to get less. So I am thinking 900. Oh, 900 is pretty high. I'm going to go 870.
870. And what kind of carries, average carries is he going to get?
Wait, what do you mean by average carries?
Oh, I should say yards, average yards per carry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 4.4. 4.4 last year.
I'm going to say... This is hard. I'm going to say 3.8. A little low, but... 3.8.
Okay. 42 yards receiving. What's your thoughts on yardage receiving for Mr. Hyde?
I'm going to say... Wait, how many did he have last year? 42?
42.
Oh, that's not a lot. But I feel like he's gonna be a lot better. Hit maybe even 100. So I'm gonna go with 104.
104.
Yeah.
Okay. Touchdowns. 6 last year. How many this year with the Hawks?
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I want to go either 7 or 8, so I'm just gonna put it in between there, 7 or 8. Touchdowns. Yeah.
Between
I feel
7
I'm
and 8.
putting it a little high.
All right, I'm going to put you down for 7.5 touchdowns. I don't think you can do that, but I'm going to put it anyway. So, the number of fumbles. You had 4 last year. How many this year in 2020?
I'm gonna go the same thing, 4 this year. Although I sure hope it's 0.
Okay. All right, finally, let's talk about Rashad Penny. Last year, he got that, just when he was finally coming on in his second year, had that nasty knee injury against the Los Angeles Rams, limited him to 10 games, had 370 rushing yards at a 5.7 yards per carry average. A lot of that helped by a couple of big runs that he had. One I remember against Pittsburgh. 83 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble. Calvin, what's your thoughts here on Mr. Penny?
Rashad Penny. Okay, so last season he played 10 games and he was able to accumulate the numbers that he did. This season, as we've said before, he will start the season on PUP, meaning that he'll miss the first 6 games of the season. But I think that this upcoming season will be his best season yet. He averaged 5.7 yards a carry last season. And like you said, that number is a little inflated because of a few big runs that he had. Another one that stands out to me is the one in Philly. And so I don't see that number being that high. But he is pretty explosive. He's still young, and he was a first-round pick for a reason. And so I see that number creeping around the early 5s, late 4s. I'll go with 4.9, 5.0 in terms of yards per carry. And then in the 10 games that he will play, I see him rushing for about 550 to 600 yards. I'll actually go with 600 exactly. As far as touchdowns go, probably like 4 or 5 on the ground. And we already have a pass-catching threat at the running back position in Travis Homer. And so that's why I don't think Penny, Hyde, or Chris Carson will pile up a whole lot of yards receiving. But out of those 3, Penny will have the best receiving season. I think that he'll put up about 225.
Wow, okay. And you said touchdowns, you think he'd get about 4? Is it 4 or 5? Make your pick.
I'll say 5.
5 touchdowns. Okay, and fumbles.
Fumbles. So last year he only had 1. I'm gonna say he sticks to just 1.
Protects the ball, okay. And so games to be played. He played 10 last year. When do you think he starts, and does he finish the entire season? How many games do you think he gets under his belt in this season?
I think I'm gonna say 10 again. I think aside from the 6 games that he'll miss from PUP, he won't be missing any more games after that. I hope, knock on wood. And so I'm gonna say he plays 10 games again.
Okay. All right, Martin, what's your take on it? Rashad Penny in 2020. Let's just go down the list here. How many games are you going to play?
Well, probably going to play 10 because obviously he's on PUP. So I'm going to go with 10, maybe 9 sometimes. I feel like he will end up playing 9 for some reason. But yeah, I think I'm going to go 9 games.
If he does start on the PUP, is that the most games he can play? Does he have to be off for a required number? Do you guys know?
I believe so.
I don't remember if he has to. If it's actually a set number of games he would be able to return back on. I don't have to check that out. Okay, but it could be that he's going to be out for the first 6. So you think it's 9 games. How many yards rushing does he get in the season? 370 last year with a 5.7 yards per carry average. What does he get?
I'm going to go with 525, considering he has to miss some games. And even when he comes back, I feel like he's not going to be the same thing, mostly because, ACL injury. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 525.
All right, and yards per carry, 5.7 last year.
Yeah, he had some big runs last year. I hope he does the same thing. This year, I'm going to go with 4.8. Lower it down a little.
83 receiving yards. Calvin had him going up to 225. What do you think?
Whoa. That's pretty high. I'm going to go with a high 100s, I feel like, because he is a type of receiving running back. I'm going to go with 183.
183. Okay. And touchdowns. 3 last year.
Raise it up a little. Let's go 5.
You say 5?
Yeah.
5 touchdowns. And how many fumbles does he have?
How many did he have left? I feel like he only had
one. He had 1 fumble last year.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go with 2 this time.
2 fumbles. Okay. All right. And a quick shout out to Anthony D in the super chat. Says, "Thank you, hey Norb, thank you so much for the NorbCam swag Quentin and I got. His twin brother. I sent him some a couple shirts and wristbands. So my pleasure, my friend, and it's an honor to have you as a best friend, buddy. Yep, feelings the same, man. We'll be doing trivia with y'all. Okay, good luck. And working on my film script. Want to talk later? All right, we'll talk some filmmaking stuff later on. I'm excited to see what you got. All right, so I guess I never chimed in with my thoughts on this. So in terms of Carlos Hyde, I'm in agreement that I think I'm going to be, well, I'm going to say he misses a game just due to something not major, but there's just some ailment that keeps him out of one game. So I'm going to say he's going to have play 15 games. Hyde's going to stay on the high point, but I still think my boy is Chris Carson, predicting with that over 1,000-yard season. I think he's going to get close to. We're going to have a really strong dual threat backfield with Hyde, and I'm going to say he's going to get in the low 900s. Which is a lot, I know, but I just feel like this is the year they're going to get their stuff together in running game. I'm going to say he's going to get 907. Receiving yards, it's going to not be much higher than before. I think I agree. Third down situations, probably not going to be the guy to go to. I'm going to say that he gets a few swing passes, maybe a couple out of the backfield, but it's still going to be in the sub 100 category. I'm going to say that he's going to be like 99 yards. Which is what Calvin said as well. Yards per carry, going to drop a little bit. Going to be a sub 4.5. So I'm going to say 4.3. Touchdowns, it's going to be. He was 6 last year. I think he's a little bit less than last time. I'm going to say 5 touchdowns, 4 fumbles last year. I'm going to say he stays the same at that. 4 fumbles as well. So Rashad Penny. My take on him, I'm just not confident with his return from the injury. We're saying 10 games, that's best case scenario. I'm with Martin. I think there's going to miss one in there as well, maybe another. I'm going to say he's going to play half the season. He's going to have 8 games in his belt. He's going to drop his rushing yardage from his 370 last year. I think he ups that, but not by much. He's going to get into the low 400s. I'll say 401. Receiving yards, again, probably similar to what he had last year. He had 83 last year. I'm going to say around 77. I don't think he gets the big tearaway runs that he had that really upped his average. I think he's going to drop to more in the range that most running backs tend to be in, which is a 4-point-something yard average. I'm going to say he's a solid 4.3. He's going to get a couple of touchdowns and stay with that one fumble for the season. So I think looking at basically what everybody's saying, Carlos Hyde is definitely the number 2 back, but Chris Carson, I think we're all thinking that although Calvin thinks he's going to miss a couple of games, Martin and I think he's going to last the whole season. We all believe he's going to have over 1,000 yards rushing, regardless of the number of games he plays. And he's going to get that fumble number down, score maybe not as many touchdowns as he did last year, but pretty close to it. And he will be the guy we're going to count on to carry the Seahawks, and hopefully he will be healthy so we can bring these numbers into the playoff picture as well. So we'll see. Well, it'll be fun to compare these numbers and see what really happens in 2020. And who knows? We don't know even if any of these, if the rookies or even Travis Homer is going to factor into this equation. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Chris versus Carlos battle for dominance at the running back position, with Carson just getting the edge here because he's playing for that big contract. All right, that was it'll be fun to see how this all turns out. But let's talk about this trivia contest, guys. You guys ready to talk a little trivia now? Let's go. All right, let's do this thing. All All right, so what we're going to do here, let me pull up the Kahoot so you guys can get your numbers ready. All right, get your apps ready, your secondary device. We are going back to standard multiple choice here for answers. There will be 12 questions. And hopefully, if I did this correctly, I set up double points for the last 3 questions as usual. So here we go. Let's check out the number right here. Get ready. And the number is 80606. 80606. Let's see those players jump in here. We'll take about 50, maybe 60 if there's enough of you out there. Here we go. Diego, 80s Broncos fan. Nick LeBeau. Is it 80s Broncos fan? Michael Rain possibly watching this. What's up, man? Blizzard Peak Giants fan. Anthony D. Kevo. Robel back in the house. Ian, that dude. I remember that dude. Josh Wade. Andrew Sund in the house. All the way from Texas. We got 37. We'll give you another minute to sign on. Kegels Bagels, Seahawks SB. We got 42 players now. Crisostomo, not Martin. Right back. Norb is in the house, and not just me. A doll. 48 players now. Omar back in the house. I think we ran him from last time. Random Dominic playing here. 49 players. Let's get 50 in here. 20 seconds to go. 50 players now. 51. Trevor M. Kyle B. Jaws. Melanie Weber in the house. 51 now. We've got 10 seconds to go. Again, the number is 80606 if you want to play the game. 80606. Becky G is hot. Kyle B. I already said that. Trevor M. 53 players now. Final sign in. 54 players. Here we go. 5,
I was hoping
4,
Sam would be in
3, 2, almost to 56. We're almost to 60. Let's see if we can get to 60. 3, 2, 1. All right, I think we got it. 56 players in the house. Here we go. Let's start this off, you guys. Get ready. First question coming up right now. Seahawks trivia game number 9. Question number 1. Which Seahawks shares the record for most interceptions in a season? Was it Dave Brown, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, or Kenny Easley? Most interceptions in a single season. Dave Brown, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, or Kenny Easley? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Oh, most of you thought Richard Sherman, but the reality is my boy Kenny Easley, Hall of Famer, who went in 2017, the same year I got into the Pro Football Ultimate Fan Association in Canton. Saw him go in there in person to watch him. Yes, it was Kenny Easley. He actually shares a record with most interceptions in a season. 10 interceptions with John Harris. Those two. 10 interceptions. That is correct. So, I got to get my notes here so I can get the panel results. All right. Calvin and Martin. Calvin, what say you?
Jeez. I said it was Sherm. I didn't think anyone had more than 8, but wow, 10 is, oof.
10 is a lot, man. 2 guys did it. Martin, what say you?
The encyclopedia is still not functioning correctly. I went with Dave Brown because I'm pretty sure he has the most interceptions of all time.
Career, all time.
Does. Yeah. So I went with Dave Brown.
You went with Dave Brown. All right. Well, most people went with Sherman, but when you talk about the quarterback,
trap.
So I'm the best. Well, not quite in this category. Let's go see what the scoreboard stands at this point. Tyler Greaves in first place. Crisostomo in second. Ian Phantom in third. Adal in fourth. And AJ in fifth. All right, let's go to the next question. What player wore the number 12 before it was retired for the fans? Was it Steve Meyer, Gail Gilbert, Bruce Matheson, or Sam Adkins? Which player wore the number 12 before it was retired for the fans? Steve Meyer, Gail Gilbert, Bruce Matheson, or Sam Adkins? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, YouTube. Impressive. Most impressive. Most of you guys got that right. 30 of you got the correct answer. Sam Adkins did wear the number 12 before it was retired. Calvin, did you know this little historical factoid?
I actually did. I joined a whole lot of Seahawks groups on Facebook, and a lot of the questions were who wore number 12 before we retired it. And at first I didn't know, so I had to look it up. And then I found Sam Atkins. That was about a month ago, so I'm glad I kind of retained it.
Well done. Well done. Martin, how's the encyclopedia on this question?
Finally functioning. I went with Sam Atkins. I didn't know this one for sure.
Oh, really? You just guessed. Lucky guess. It's always better to be lucky than good.
I didn't guess. I knew this for sure.
Oh, you knew this. You knew this. Okay, very good. Very good. This is most Seahawks fans who've known the team for a while know this one. Let's see how the scoreboard shakes out after this question. And most of you got correct. Oh, Ian Phantom moves up to first place. Chrysostimo holds it second. Kegel's Bagels into the top 5 at number 3. AJ moves up to number 4. And Cameron Hughes, welcome to the top 5 with 1433. Tight ball game. Let's see what happens next. Next question. Who scored the last touchdown for the Hawks in the 2013 NFC Championship game versus the 49ers? Was it Doug Baldwin, Marshawn Lynch, Golden Tate, or Jermaine Kearse? Who scored the last touchdown for the Hawks in the 2013 NFC Championship game versus the 49ers? Baldwin, Lynch, Tate, or Kearse? 3 seconds. Time is up. Oh, you two on point. Once again, if you said Jermaine Kearse, you would be correct. 25 of you in the YouTube audience got this correct. Calvin, how's your memory about this special game?
I said Baldwin. I thought, was this the game where, oh, no, it was Kearse, because he had like that crazy catch and he started spinning or going in circles.
No, that's the Super Bowl. That was the Super Bowl.
Oh, that was the Super Bowl. Oh, well, I said Doug Baldwin, so I got it wrong.
Martin, how's your memory about this game?
I'm not functioning. I won't beat one right away, and then I realized, oh yeah, the 4th down. I gotta think before I choose.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch scored the first touchdown of that game to tie the ball game. I think at 10-10 at that point. But yes, the touchdown that gave Seattle the only second touchdown of the game was that 4th down play. They got the 49ers to jump off sides. We got a free play. Russell Wilson threw it to the north end zone, and actually Russell Wilson or Kearse and Baldwin were both in the vicinity, but Kearse was the one to pull it in and score that touchdown, the last touchdown of the NFC Championship. All right, let's see how the scoreboard looks after this question. Changes again. AJ moving up in the world, gets to the number 1 spot. Chrysostimo in second. Cameron Hughes in third. 49ers Martin moves up to 4th. And Sky High Aviation gets into the Sky High Aviation breaks into the 5. Up 25 places, Anthony D is the highest climber. Congratulations, Anthony D, moving up in the world. Yeah, 49ers Martin. What does that mean? Let's go to the next question. Here we go.
49ers Martin.
In 2019, Will Dissly suffered a season-ending injury against which team? The LA Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, the Cleveland Browns, or the Pittsburgh Steelers? Last season, Will Dissly suffered a season-ending injury against which team? Rams, Cardinals, Browns, or Steelers? 5 seconds. Rams, Cardinals, Browns, or Steelers? Time is up. Oh, look at that. YouTube, again, on point. I'm impressed today. 30 of you got that correct. Remember that Cleveland Browns game where Dissly ended the season, unfortunately. Won the game, but lost Dissly. To the panel. Calvin.
I got this one right. I had him on my fantasy team last season during that hot stretch, and I was actually on a little winning streak, but because we lost him early in the game, that kind of ruined it for my fantasy team that week. And so not only did I lose Will Dissly for the rest of the season for my team, the Hawks also did, and also came in with the L. So I remember this one well.
Rough game. Martin, did you remember this one?
Yep. And actually, you actually gave the answer away in your picture. I saw the Browns logo. I remember this. I'm like, I think you gave it away to the YouTube audience. I have a bad feeling you did.
Me? I would never do such a thing. Well, usually that's psychological reverse psychology because normally, and you said you got this answer correct, right?
Yeah, I went with the Browns.
Okay, yeah. I mean, usually, I didn't realize I gave it away, but normally, whatever's in the picture, you normally think it's definitely not what's in the picture because nobody would be stupid enough to put the answer in the picture, but apparently I was stupid enough. So, good for you guys to not fall for that trap, apparently, if that was a trap.
When you went away, Chrysostom snuck in and gave it away. Probably.
Oh, yeah, Chris. He's always up to no good. I mean, I am. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. Here he is. Cameron Hughes in first place. Chrysostom, me in second. 49ers Martin, who the heck is that guy? Third place. Sky High Aviation in fourth. And Kivo in fifth. Yee! Let's go to the next question. Oh, nine players have reached an answer streak of 3, by the way. Let's go to the next question. Chrysostom gets to ask this question, if he can talk right. Here we go. Question number 5. What was the final score of the 2013 NFC Championship game versus the 49ers? Was it 24-17, 23-17, 24-21, or 28-24? This horrible game where we lost, the 49ers lost, was it 24-17, 23-17, 24-21, or 28-24? You have 3 miserable seconds. Oh yeah, YouTube's smart, but just smart Alex out there. This is the game I'd rather forget, but how can I forget? Breaks my heart. All right. Thanks, Chrysostom, for that outstanding description and question and answer. YouTube got this right. Most of you actually dominating fashion. Easy one. 36 correct. Got that 23-17 final score. But how did we do in the panel? Calvin, did you get this one right?
Yes, sir. Make that 37, people. I remember we didn't kick a PAT after our last touchdown, and so it had to be 23-17.
Martin.
Yeah, I went with 23-17. I mean, how can you not forget this game? It was amazing. So, yeah.
Well, and it just added to the stress at the end because it was only a 6-point lead. So a touchdown by the 49ers, they kick an extra point to win the game, and we lose that game. So, yeah, the stress was all-time high at that point. And you guys right so far, three points apiece. Tie game with the panel. Doing well here. Let's go to the scoreboard and see where the YouTube audience fares. Whoa! Completely no movement at all. They all got this question correct. Cameron Hughes at first. Chrysostom at second. 49ers Martin in third. Sky High Aviation in fourth. And Kivo in fifth. Let's go to the next question. Question number 6, halfway. What is Chris Carson's career high rushing yardage for one game? Is it 133, 124, 152, or 173? Chris Carson's career high rushing yardage for one game. 133, 124, 152, or 173? You have 3 seconds to comply. Time is up. Ooh, fooled a bit of the audience on this one. Yeah, not the most obvious stat out there. 13 of you in YouTube got this one correct at 133 yards as the high yardage for Chris Carson in one game. Calvin.
I got this one wrong. I said 173.
Ooh, on the high side of things. Have you ever had Chris Carson in your fantasy team?
I never have. Last year, when I wanted to take him in the Boelt League, Noah took a 1 pick before me.
Oh, okay. Martin, did you get this one right?
When in doubt, choose C. That did not go correctly. I went with 152.
Oh, pretty close answer, but yeah, it was 133. Yes, 133 yards. Let's hope that he can break that this year, as we have high optimism for Mr. Chris Carson this year. We just need like one big, huge run. I'll put him over the top. All right, let's go to the scoreboard, see if there's any change this time. A couple of changes. Cameron Hughes holds still on the top with 49ers Martin moving up to second. Chrysostom drops to third. And Phantom at fourth. And Kegel's Bagels moves into the top 5. Let's go to the next question.
I don't know if they're asking me to make an alter ego or something.
Yeah, or that's what they think it is. In Super Bowl 40, who performed at halftime? Was it the Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, or Shania Twain? In this most forgettable Super Bowl 40, who performed at halftime? The Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, or Shania Twain? You have 3 seconds. Time is up. Oh, YouTube back on point again. 22 of you guys got this correct, saying it was indeed the Rolling Stones doing the halftime performance at Super Bowl 40. Calvin, did you remember this performance?
I didn't, but I guess, and I got it right. I just looked at who the biggest band was, and I went with the Rolling Stones.
Good lucky guess. Martin, how about you?
I wasn't even born at this time, but I just went with the Rolling Stones as a guess. I knew it wasn't Prince for sure because he was next year with the Purple Rain thingy. That was awesome. Apparently, it was awesome. I wasn't born yet, also. But yeah, I just went with the Rolling Stones.
Good guess. Good guess. Yeah. So basically, you guys are tied at 4. All of the artists listed here, they all performed at the Super Bowl within a year or two of Super Bowl 40. So they were all pretty close. My favorite, of course, besides Bruno Mars at Super Bowl 48, where we won, Prince was my all-time favorite performer, not just because it's Prince and I love Prince, but he performed in the rain. I was going, how are they not getting electrocuted on stage with a downpour and all these electric guitar and amps and microphones all on stage? Somehow, nothing bad like that happened. But yes, it was the Rolling Stones. Never understood that choice, given that they had Super Bowls in Detroit. Why wouldn't you pick a Motown act when that's like Detroit, heart of the Motown city? Never understood that.
The Jackson 5 reunites. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Rolling Stones are great. Don't get me wrong, but I was just...
Michael Jackson is my second most favorite.
Yeah. That was a great show many years before. All right, let's go to the scoreboard and see after that how the scoreboard shakes up. Cameron Hughes on fire, has the highest answer streak of 7 in a row, putting him in first place. 49ers Martin holds a second. Kegel's Bagels up to third. Sky High Aviation to fourth. And Snipe God 1592 moves into the top 5 at 5th place. Next question. The Seahawks play the music from this song right before introducing the team. Is it Shook Me All Night Long, Can't Hold Us, Turn Down for What, or Bittersweet Symphony? When Seahawks play the music from this song right before introducing the team. Shook Me All Night Long, Can't Hold Us, Turn Down for What, or Bittersweet Symphony? Ooh, a close guessing range there, but most of you in YouTube got this correct. Yes, it was Bittersweet Symphony. Dun, 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 dun. You have to be in the stadium to hear it because you never hear it on TV.
I've heard that song before, but I don't know the title. So yeah.
Yes, Bittersweet Symphony. They never actually get to the words. They just play that little string part. Let's see if do you guys know this, Calvin?
No, sir. I picked Turn Down for What because I feel like I've heard that plenty of times in the stadium. So
they play that during before kickoffs. So it is a commonly heard song, just not before the team introductions. Martin.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I fell for the trap. I went with Can't Hold Us because super big song, even though I'd rather hear a Norb tune.
That would be like dream come true. If I can hear my music in the stadium, that would be pretty awesome. So you guys remained at 4 points apiece. Let's see how YouTube does after that question. Oh, 49ers Martin moves up to first. Cameron Hughes drops to second. Sky High Aviation to third. Snipe God 1592 moves up to fourth. And Wingless Shehag moves into the top 5 at number 5. On note, is it? Rohan is Wingless Shehag?
I can tell.
He's always in the mix in there, changing his identity. Up 15 places, Zoe is the highest climber, trying to get to the top 5. Let's go to the next question. Question number 9. What were the Hawks' uniform colors in Super Bowl 48? Were they blue tops and blue pants, white tops and blue pants, white tops and white pants, or wolf gray? What was the color uniform scheme in Super Bowl 48? Blue tops, blue pants, white tops, blue pants, white tops and white pants, or wolf gray? Most of you guys got this one. It's kind of hard to forget. It's my favorite color scheme. Yes, it was the white tops with the blue pants. We'll never forget it. I always love that color combo. Let's see if our panel is colorblind. Calvin.
I got this one right. I got posters around my room of the guys in those jerseys, so can't forget that. Kind of hard
to forget. Martin.
Yeah, you can't forget it. I don't know why, but I'm going on a pattern where, like, I get right and then wrong and right and then wrong. And here we go, I'm right. White tops, blue pants.
You and Calvin, man, the two of you, stride for stride, 5 points apiece. When you get one right, the other gets one right. When one misses, you guys are locked in, for better or for worse. Let's go to the YouTube crowd and see how they did after that relatively easy question.
Oh.
No change. 49ers Martin still on top. Cameron Hughes in second. Sky High Aviation in third. Snipe God 1592 in fourth. And Wingless Shehag in fifth. 6 players are on an answer streak of 3 right now. And now we get into the point where we separate the men from the boys. Here we go. The cream for the creme brulee. Actually, I don't think that's a saying. But we go to double points now, I think. Starting with this question right here.
Yeah.
Number 10. How many times has Russell Wilson achieved a perfect passer rating? 0, once, twice, or 3 times? How many times has Russell Wilson achieved a perfect passer rating? 0 times, 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times? You have 5 seconds. Time is up. Ooh. Most of the U2 audience got this one right. 16 of you guessed one time, and 1 time was enough. Yes, he has gotten 1 time, got a perfect passer rating. Calvin.
I went with this jersey number just because I wanted to go with the highest number out there.
I thought it was higher myself till I did the research. I was surprised it was only once. Did you know this, Martin?
Twice I went with what Noah would say. Twice I failed. I went with number 2.
Once again, you guys get them both wrong, so no change in position for you guys. Just for your information, when Russell Wilson did achieve that one-time perfect passer rating, it was in 2018 against the Detroit Lions. He had that perfect passer rating of, 158.3? That was the game. So, all right, let's see how YouTube did on this little tricky question here. Check the scoreboard. 49ers Martin still with a sizable lead at 92-73. Wingless Shehag moves all the way up to second. Cameron Hughes holds in third. Norb enters the top 5 and gets into the 4th position with Sky High Aviation holding it at 5th place. Again, anything can happen with these next 2 questions. Double points. Here we go. Question 11. What was the halftime score of Super Bowl 49? Was it 17-14, 10-14, 14-7, or 14-14? Halftime score of Super Bowl 49. 17-14, 10-14, 14-7, or 14-14? 3 seconds. Time is up. YouTube is sharp again. Got this one right. If you said a 14-14 tie at halftime, you were correct. YouTube, 17 of you guys got this right. To the panel, Calvin.
I said 14-7.
Oh, 14-7. Did you have it in your mind? Was it the Patriots or the Seahawks who had the lead? And you're guessing 14-7. You thought that the Patriots had the lead 14-7 at the half. Martin, you seem pretty excited. Did you take the lead with this 2-point question?
I got the lead. Yeah, I went with 14-14. I remember, I'm pretty sure the Patriots, they scored with Gronk, and then I'm pretty sure they scored with the running back. I think it was like Blunt or something. And then for us, it was Lynch, Beast Mode, and then Chris Matthews. So I got that one.
Yeah, I remember that Chris Matthews. That was that play where, the Patriots had scored, and we had to go down the field in less than, it was like about a minute. I mean, it was super fast when we went down the field, and then Wilson hit Chris Matthews, I believe, kind of in the left side of the end zone. Beautiful play, beautiful finish, and an exciting Super Bowl 49. Let's see how and that puts your score at 7-5, a 2-point lead now, Martin, with that score right there. A chance in the next one. where a winner may be determined, or it could be a tie game. We'll see. But let's go to the YouTube scoreboard and see how things shook up after that question. Wingless Shehag moves up to first place. Cameron Hughes to second. 49ers Martin drops to third. Sky High Aviation to fourth. And Snipe God 1592 moves into fifth place. Woo! Lots of lead changes in this one.
We're going to see Rohan.
I will find. I don't know. I haven't been checking the chat. Did anybody actually claim? Did Rohan claim to be Wingless Shehag? We'll find out soon enough, apparently. All right, for the final question, and of course, this is a Norb-centric question, so we'll see how well you know a little bit about me. If not, you're going to have to guess. The final question. The final question, worth double. Here we go. What was my major at the University of Washington? Was it business, broadcast communications, film production, or computer science?
Okay.
Business, broadcast communications, film production, or computer science? My major at the University of Washington. Business, broadcast communications, film production, or computer science? Oh, they fell for the trap. Many of you guessed film production would have been what I would have liked to have studied if I could have had the opportunity, but no. My degree was in broadcast communications. To be honest, I was a double major, broadcast communications and political science. Let's see. I don't know if I've ever talked about this with you guys. You may or may not have ever heard me talk about it, but let's see if you were lucky. Calvin with an opportunity to tie up Martin. Calvin, what did you say?
I tied it up. I actually remember you mentioning it before. I think it wasn't on the show, but it was like, I think at KG when we first met. Yeah. I remember you saying something about you majored in communications. I wasn't sure if it was broadcast, but I knew for sure it was communications, so I went with that one.
Wow, nice, Calvin. So we have a tie ball game, but Martin, did you take the lead, or will we have to go into overtime?
I went with film production because I know you're a filmmaker. I know you make a bunch of different commercials, movies. I know you made that one movie. I think it was called like Frayed or something.
Frayed, yes, it was.
And, you know, the View from a 12, Superfan, all those. I'm like, he has to be a filmmaker, right? So I got it wrong.
Oh, man, we're going to have to figure out how to break this tie, but let's get to the YouTube side of things and figure out how we fared here. Let's see who finished on the podium. And on this show, I've been telling people you can be a guest host. I'm going to give you an option. You can either be a guest host on a future show, or I can send you some swag, some merch your way. So I will give you the choice after and once we determine the winner. So let's go to the podium. Let's see who the winners are.
Well, someone will choose both.
In third place with 8 out of 12, 49ers Martin. In second place with 10 out of 12, Cameron Hughes. And in first place with 10 out of 12 questions is, with 12,688 points, Wingless Shehag. Oh my goodness, with Sky High Aviation and Sniper, somebody, the runners up. Well, congratulations, Wingless Shehag. Please take a screenshot of your screen right now to show who you are and that this was indeed you who got the win. And then email me, norb@norbcam.com, so we could talk about what prize you want to get for winning this competition. So congratulations to Wingless Shehag. Very well done. Very well done. And we will have to find out what's it going to be as far as you want to be on the show, or do you want a little merch? Let's find out. Send me a message, and looking forward to seeing who you are and what you want to do. All right, so we got to break this tie, you guys. We got to break this tie. And I wasn't prepared for this. So I'm gonna have to pull a trick question. I gotta pull a trick question off the bat here. How about, let's get a question from the audience. Somebody throw out a question in the chat, and let's see what you guys come up with. I'm going to pick the best question. Of course, my chat's like locked up right now, because I know you guys won't cheat. So I'm going to look in the best question that comes up. Let's see if somebody has a good one here. Okay. Kalyan Ramcheruvu says, who is the all-time leading in receiving yards? Is that the question? Who's the all-time leader in receiving yards? Maybe that's the question. That seems too easy. Well, we could try it. Let's find out. Let me verify. Let me verify this.
I already have a guess. But if this is a trick question, then I'm gonna slap myself in the butt.
Yeah, don't cheat, you guys. Okay, let's go with this one. Something tells me we're going to have to go into double overtime. But, guys, you have your answers in your head. Who is the career yardage receiving for the Seattle Seahawks? Calvin.
Steve Largent.
Martin. Martin?
Steve Largent.
Yeah, I figured that's too easy. That's too easy. We need another question.
Piece of cake.
It's a great time for my comment section to not work well. Somebody asked, what was we had did this question already before. How many had influences history? That's a lot. Let me see. How many receptions I can have in Super Bowl 48? Okay, let's do that one. How many receptions? Is that the question? How many receptions did Zach Miller have in Super Bowl 48?
Oh, what?
Zach Miller.
Dang.
I have no clue on this one. I know he played. I don't know if I can. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. If not, Nicola Bow says, who is the all-time Seahawks scoring leader in the Super Chat? We'll go to your question if we get a tie on this one, which might be... it'd be amazing if we actually did tie this one up. All right, let's see. You guys have a number? You guys have a number in mind?
I do.
Hold on. Let me see here. Got to make sure I get this right because I certainly don't want to. Okay. Zach Miller. How many receptions did Zach Miller have in Super Bowl 48? So this is a single integer, one number. So, Calvin, what you got?
I'm going to go with 3.
Okay. Seahawks Martin. Okay, now wait. We got to figure out the rules here because let's say you guys are off by 1 and don't get the... If we got to go with the closest to the pin, over or under. All right? So, Calvin is 3. Martin, what's your guess?
I was gonna guess the same thing. I'm not cheating. I'm seriously guessing the same thing. I guess 3. Jeez.
Well, you're both... Well, it's a tie anyway. You had the same answer, but the answer would be 1. He had 1 catch in Super Bowl 48. So we got to go to triple overtime now and figure out that one to determine here. Let's see. What was that? Who was the all-time Seahawks scoring leader? Okay, we could try to look that up. Let's go with that one. All-time Seahawks scoring leader. So have a player in mind.
All-time Seahawks.
All-time Seahawks scoring. It's a kicker, right? It's supposed to be a kicker, not like a...
I'm not going to give you no hints. You're going to have to just figure it out. Okay, I've got the answer here. I've got the answer. You guys ready to take a stab? Mm-hmm. So this will decide it, unless you guys guess the same name again. All right, Calvin, you first.
I'm going to say Josh Brown.
Are you kidding me?
Is that what you said too? Martin?
Yeah. What is this?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You guys both had, once again, you had the same answer, but you guys were both wrong. It was a kicker. You had a good guess there, but it was actually Norm Johnson. Norm Johnson at 810 points. Josh Brown is number 5 on that list. Okay, let's stick with the same idea. Let's go highest scoring leader, non-kicker.
Oh,
yes. You guys ready?
Alexander? Oh,
Martin, did you have an answer?
No, I'm thinking right now. I didn't even hear what Calvin said. So.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, actually, I did hear it, so I already know what it is. Martin, what's your guess?
I I bet him I'm gonna lose here. I'm gonna go with Sean Alexander.
You guys are correct again. Quadruple overtime. My goodness. We're going to have to get some better. It was right. Sean Alexander is number 3 on the list behind Steven Hauschka as the number 1 non-kicker scoring leader all time for the Seahawks. Man, we got to get tougher on you. All of a sudden, you guys got real smart. What's up with that? Let's check it. Andrew says, Cal's cheating. Look, he's looking to the side.
No, people think I'm cheating too. Come on, I'm not
Nobody's cheating, you guys. They're not cheating. Let's get another question. Andrew wants to say, what was your first Rivals video? I want to go there. Could go with that. All right, let's see. Oh, that's a really good question. That's almost... I think I want to keep it Seahawks. Somebody had a question. What was my number when I ran for a touchdown for my Little League team? But I think neither of you would get it. We'd still be going in a circle. We got to get something you can get an answer to here. Okay. All right, let's go with this one. Thea Rossman asks, how many touchdowns did Wilson have last year? And let's go with how many passing touchdowns last year. You guys ready? Don't say your answer yet. All right. I want to make sure we get this right. You guys have this?
Mm-hmm.
So, passing touchdowns last year. Okay. Calvin.
31.
Ooh, with conviction. Martin?
34.
You say 34?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to say that Calvin is the winner. He nailed it with 31 passing touchdowns in 2019. He had no doubt whatsoever. How did you know that so well? How did you know that, man?
I did a whole lot of research for that Russell Wilson for MVP video.
Oh, that's
and so
right.
And he is my favorite football player. Even if I wasn't a Seahawks fan, he'd still be my favorite player. So I'm always keeping tabs on like the statistics of my favorite players to watch. And yeah, that was just that's just been in my mind for a while now, ever since the season ended.
Nice. All right. Well, that was fun. I didn't think we'd go to quadruple or five overtimes to sell that, but that was good. You guys were right, step for step, right down to the final wire. Yeah, thank you guys. That was a fun show, and again, congratulations to the CHAG. I look forward to your email. Again, email me at norb@norbcam.com, and we'll talk about your prize for winning today's contest. So before we go and wrap this show up, I want to thank my guests, Calvin Domingo at Steezy Way, and of course, Seahawks Martin. I want to give you guys a moment just to tell everybody where they can find you and what you guys do on your show. So, Calvin, you first.
Yes, sir. So as Norb mentioned, Steezy_Way, that's going to be my Instagram. If you guys want to follow me on there, be sure to hit me with a follow. And tomorrow, Noah's not here, so I'm going to represent us for the Boelt. Tomorrow, on the radio, you can tune in, listen to our sports show called The Boelt from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You guys can tune in on the radio at 89.9 FM. But if not that, you could always tune in on the KGRG app. If for some reason you can't make it during any of those times, we always make sure to download our podcast to SoundCloud right after. So around 1:30, 2 p.m., you could expect to see about 5 to 6 SoundCloud segments in our SoundCloud. Link will be in the description. And then for YouTube, you can find me on YouTube at Steezy A. Smith. I post weekly videos in the world of sports. I usually try to pump them out every weekend. I will be doing a collab this weekend with Noah. And so until then, you guys can check out my latest video, why Russell Wilson will win MVP next season. And then for Noah, you can be sure to subscribe to my brother at DJ Squabo, Squbo. He's dropping daily videos in the world of sports. So don't forget to show him some love. Show my little bro, Seahawks Martin, some love. Subscribe to his channel. He has a Seahawks Martin show every single Saturday. So tomorrow, be sure to check that out. And last but not least, my guy, Big Bro Norb. Don't forget to show him some love. Like the video. Comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And as always, thanks for having us on the show. Always a pleasure.
I appreciate it, man. And by the way, people in the chat, be nice here. People are accusing Martin of cheating. It's like, come on, guys. Come on. You have high integrity guys here, all right?
If you guys I'm cheating, get off the chat. Come on, guys. I'm not. Come on.
Martin, don't listen to the haters. Get used to it, man. Because if they're hating on you, then usually you're doing something right. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's part of being on YouTube and social media. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. Hey, Nick LeBeau, real quick. He said it was in the super chat. He says one more for fun. Who was the Hawks coach after Mike Holmgren? Do you guys know this one?
Jim Mora.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, nice job, Martin. That was quick. All right, Martin, so why don't you go ahead and say a little something and tell everybody about your channel and where they can find you.
Okay, I guess I'm a little sensitive because some of you guys are saying you guys are joking with me. Yeah, I'm a little sensitive. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not crying. I'm just wiping my. I get itchy a lot. But yeah, my channel is called Seahawks Martin. And I just talk sports, football pretty much all the time, even though sometimes I do a little, a few basketball videos. But yeah, that's pretty much all I do. And on Saturdays, I do the Seahawks Martin show with my friends. And we just have a bunch of fun. Talking about football. It's like a digital version of how do I say it? It's like a digital version of the Boelt. Like you can actually see us talking. Although on the Boelt, you guys, it's the radio, right? Which by the way, I love the Boelt. You guys have to listen to the Boelt. It's the best. But yeah, I'm planning a film tonight. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I do. But yeah, thanks Norb for having me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just don't forget to subscribe to Norb's, Calvin's, Noah's. Yeah.
All right.
And
well said.
You sure are boosting my ego in the chat.
And it's okay to cry, man.
Oh no, I'm not crying, man.
I'm not saying that you are, but it is okay. I cried watching the movie Tangled, the Disney animated film. Yes, I cried at the end. I'm not man enough to admit it. So
I cried.
And when Obi-Wan died, I cried then too.
I cried watching Black Panther. So yeah.
See, okay, it's okay. It's good to show your sensitive side.
And then I also cried when I had to move schools.
Yes. So yeah, it's okay. Not that you were, but it's all good. All right. Thank you guys. Again, from my guests, Calvin, Domingo, Seahawks Martin. I'm sure Noah the Boelt will be joining us next time for our Wednesday show. But until then, thank you guys for all those who contributed in the super chat, the regular chat, and for everybody who played in the contest. Thank you guys. And for everyone who just wanted to watch and listen to what we had to say, we appreciate you guys too. All right. So thank you very much. Again, subscribe to our channels, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss a single video in the future. Until then, I'm Norb. This is Calvin. That's Martin over there. And have a great weekend, and go Hawks.